Dr. Truman.
Yes.
Um, I had a seizure and I fell. And I fractured my face to where I can't get it. You can't hit me in the face no more
Right.
because I'll be bleeding from my nose.
Yes.
And my ribs are hurting. And so they prescribed some oxycodone for me. I'm like, why is that?
Well, that oxycodone is a small dose of heroin, and it's and it's going to do two things. Number one, it's very addicting, and number two, it kind of makes you lose your mind a little bit while you are numbed out. And so you're going to be dizzy. You might be grumpy. You might not feel good, but you have less pain. And then it's very, very addicting. And then after a while, if you don't take it, then you start scratching and itching, and until you want to scratch yourself until you're bleeding. And so that's what oxycodone is. And instead of oxycodone, I wouldn't take it. What you want is something like wild lettuce. Wild lettuce has uh, a different type of opiate in it that is not an addicting opiate that helps to get rid of pain. So wild lettuce would be a very good natural painkiller, but there's other natural pain remedies as well as wild lettuce. Let's bring the wild lettuce up here on the screen here. Quick
Oh,
find. Quick find. I'm trying to find wild lettuce. And I'm going to bring that up on the screen. Wild lettuce. It would be a safe, non-addicting pain herb. And so I'm looking for wild lettuce. I'm doing a search find on my other computer, and then I'm going to bring it over here on the screen so you can see what I find. And here it is. Here is wild lettuce. And I'm bringing it over here, and I'm dropping it on the screen here. And I just did. Oops, but I guess I'm going to have to take this and bring it over there. There we go. Now I can do this. And there it is. It's on, now it's on our screen capture, and we're looking at what wild lettuce leaf is. It is, and I'm clicking on it again because it's in a number of different products, including Joint Care, which is a multi-pain formula that is one of the most interesting formulations I ever came up with in prayer. Uh, but there's wild lettuce. And number 3944. Number 3944 is wild lettuce. And you get it as a tincture extract. And you take as much of it as you need to start numbing out the pain, because it will. And now let's go back again and look at that joint care formula, because the joint care formula has multiple pain relief herbs in it. It has 68 different herbs, and it took me 7 years to compound it correctly and get it to where it would relieve arthritis pain, which I had because of an automobile accident where someone decided to text and drive through a red light and rear end my SUV with their smaller Lexus and destroyed both cars, and I wound up with neck surgery, and it was arthritic because of my age and so forth. And so I compounded this formulation, and I compounded it and worked with it. It's got wild lettuce leaf in it, but it's got all of the other herbs that also help to get rid of pain. And it worked so well. It works so well. It's called Joint Care number 1043. But that's my ultimate pain preparation that works against all kinds of pain. It's called Joint Care, and that's number 1043. And this is what the FDA is wanting to take away from herbal manufacturers. Anybody that makes a formulation like this, they want it tested 68 different times. And driving the price of that formulation instead of being like $12.99 an ounce. That Joint Care formula, if you went by FDA rules of having it multiply tested over and over and over again, it would be over $100 an ounce because of their ridiculous Alice in Wonderland rules that are meant to destroy small herb companies across America. That's their agenda, and it's evil, and that's what they're doing, and they're trying to take away formulations away from manufacturers. This is one they don't want you to find out about, and if you do, they want to take it away as fast as they possibly can, and it's called Joint Care, and that would be something that would get rid of pain. Number 1043. That's up on the screen capture. Okay, let's go back to the lines again. But that's what that is, Sister Janice. That's what oxycodone is. It's heroin in a minute dose that addicts you. And as a matter of fact, I was talking to a medical doctor the other day, and he said that people are getting a prescription for this oxycodone, and their children and their friends and so forth are going by and they're stealing these things from them and giving them something else, and they think they're getting their oxycodone, and they're not. Maybe they're getting baking soda or whatever, and the kids are going out and selling or taking these oxycodones because they're such an addictive thing that we've got now a huge addiction going on, which is exactly what the pharmaceutical industry is trying to achieve anyway, is addictions to their poison drugs. Well, they certainly created one with oxycodone. And that's what it is. Is there any other questions, Sister Janice?
Well, I don't remember my past. So, my family, they said I was on drugs real bad. So I'm trying to figure out, why would the doctor even prescribe some drugs to me? Those kind of drugs.
To get you hooked?
I didn't take it now.
Yeah.
I didn't take it, though.
Good for you. You're smart.
Hey.
See, you got to question everything. Question everything.
I have a sister that's a nurse, and every time I have to go to the hospital, she always tells them, about my situation and what I can't have.
Yeah. They don't pay. They miss a lot. Sister Janice, they miss a lot. Now here's one thing. I really like when somebody tells me they have this symptom and that symptom and the other symptom. I always like a doctor's diagnosis and tests and so forth, but I don't like taking their drugs because they're chemicals and they don't agree with the body. Maybe short term, maybe you could take a chemical if you needed to, and that's all you could get your hands on. You take that chemical short term and get away from it as soon as possible, because it's going to cause a reaction. And then they're going to say, oh, well, you're getting a reaction to that drug now that we gave you, that poison chemical. So here's another poison chemical to get rid of that reaction. And that's what they do. It's crazy. And so it's best to find out what the problem is, get it diagnosed, so that you really know what's going on. Then look for the natural remedy that the body is going to recognize and be able to work with, that will more than likely bring you back into a healing to where you don't even need the natural remedy anymore. And that's the way the Lord works with things. And that's why the Lord created natural remedies. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. The lines are open, and Sister Janice, or anyone else, do you have a question?
I have a question.
Okay, what is your question?
My daughter suffers a lot from sinuses. I took her to the doctor yesterday. They didn't give her any antibiotic, but they said that her nose is really clogged, like her pores, they're almost closed up. And they told me to use the saline water.
I understand. Yeah, the saline water can be helpful, but the ultimate answer to a sinus infection, and I've had many people come to me over the years, and they tell me I've got to have another sinus operation. My sinuses are so bad, and so I always tell them about this formula that is called number 1033. Number 1033 is an antiseptic sinus snuff formula. And that antiseptic sinus snuff formula, I'm going to bring that up on the screen capture, number 1033. You can call the people over there at betterhealthherbs.com. You can order it online. You can go online and go up on betterhealthherbs.com, and in the search engine where it says, what does it say here? It says quick find, and you put in 1033, and up comes the antiseptic sinus snuff. And what you do with this little bottle of herbal tincture, you can get a 1 ounce. It's $11.80 for a 1 ounce, or you can get a 2 ounce, and it'll last you probably for the rest of your life. Because what you do is you take that little 1 or 2 ounce bottle of number 1033 antiseptic sinus snuff, and you take that and you fill the syringe, you shake it up and down, fill up the syringe about halfway, and then hold it up to your nose and snuff it a few drops at a time into the sinuses, and it's a natural antibiotic that gets rid of the infection, opens up the sinuses, and it clears all the mucus out. And within 5 or 10 minutes, you want to gently blow your nose. And once you gently blow your nose, then you then you can go and do it again. Then you go and you do it again. You put and you do this with each nostril, and you keep snuffing this number 1033 sinus antiseptic wash. You snuff it into the nose, a few drops at a time, so it's not uncomfortable, and until you can taste it and see it on the tongue. When you can taste it and see it on the tongue, that golden seal and bayberry bark and myrrh has gone through the sinuses and wiped out, and colloidal silver water in there will wipe out the infection, and the first time it's going to open up the sinuses and drain everything out, and you blow your nose. Then you do it again, and you leave it in there as long as you can, maybe overnight. And if you do this for 2 or 3 days, 10 days maximum for the worst sinus infection ever would take less than 10 days. So 10 days maximum of doing that would be better than any antibiotic a medical doctor could give you. and it will get rid of the sinus infection. It is a natural antibiotic, and it does work, and it'll work within a few days. For the first day or two, you're going to say, wow, I can breathe like I could never breathe before, because it'll open up the sinuses. But that's the answer. It's called 1033, and it's a sinus, antiseptic sinus snuff, herbal tincture extract. Go over to betterhealthherbs.com and type in the quick find box 1033, and it'll bring up that herbal tincture. But that's say goodbye to any kind of a sinus infection. Now here's the thing. After you do that, because it is a natural antibiotic, and now you want to use number 4675 acidophilus powder. You want to use that to re-inoculate you with friendly bacteria, so that your friendly bacteria are so powerful, because they're going to get some of them. See, the golden seal does not kill friendly bacteria. Now, an antibiotic does, but the golden seal is the only antibiotic I know of that doesn't kill friendly bacteria. But even that, it's got some myrrh, it's got some colloidal silver water in it, so it's got some other antibiotic herbs in there. So you're going to want to use the 4675. You're going to want to use that, and I'm going to put that in screen capture so you can see that. There it is, number 4675 acidophilus powder. That's something that everyone should use about a half a teaspoon every single morning. But if you've just had any kind of an antibiotic, a safe one or a poison one from the drug dealers, the MDs, the pharmaceutical industry, then you still want some acidophilus powder, about a half a teaspoon every morning. But if you've taken any kind of an antibiotic, take it every morning and every night, about a half a teaspoon for about a week or two, and it'll give you the friendly bacteria, will increase your immune system, will ensure that you don't come down with another one, because that's what they do. The medical doctors, they give you a poison chemical drug, and then at the end of that, they've destroyed the good guys and the bad guys, and they don't tell you about acidophilus powder, that one should be taking it every day, and I do. So that's just one of the things to keep the immune system up and keep the gut healthy. Now, that leaves lines open, and that answered your question about how to deal with those that sinuses. Was that okay?
Would it be okay to sniff lemon?
Would it be okay to do what?
To sniff lemon.
Lemon. Sure, lemon is good. The way to do that is when you have a drink of water, put a slice of lemon in it. It'll drive the water alkaline. Now, and then if you're not sure about your water, and you have distilled water, and you put a slice of lemon in it, then you want to be sure to put a little Himalayan pink salt with all the minerals. Then now you've remineralized it. Now you've imitated an alkaline water machine, except it hasn't changed the frequency or the vibration of the water, and which is a problem, because the water we're getting out of the tap has no oxygen left in it. It's swirling around and losing the oxygen and changing the frequency and vibration, and that water is pretty much dead water, and that's what people are drinking, is dead water. No oxygen and no minerals. So really, if you want real water, you need to get one of these oxygenating things, and you have a pump on it that pumps oxygen into the water. So then when you use that oxygenated water, that you can get cold, and you don't want hot water. You want to get cold water out of the tap. You can go to these hydroponic stores, and you can ask them, for these little things that a pump that puts oxygen through these devices, and kind of a little round rock, and it's pumping all that oxygen into the water, and the water's, and then you take that water and drink it and use it, if you've got pure water, but it's still going to have chemicals in it. So even coming from the tap. So it's a real problem. Water is a whole nother issue, because we just don't have good water unless you have one of these, unless you are taking all of the chemicals, the fluoride, the mercury, the lead out of your water, because that's and then oxygenate it. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, is there any other question? We're open, and we're go ahead. Go ahead. No other questions. All right, the lines were open. They still are open. And if you do have a question or a comment, we welcome it at this time. Otherwise, I'm going to go pick a topic. Oh, we kind of touched.
Dr. Truman.
Go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Truman?
Yes.
This is Sister Irby. This is Sister Irby from Philadelphia.
Yes, hi.
How you doing? I wanted to comment on, the question that, I don't know her name, the last one that just spoke, and she was talking about, she asked you, what would you do? She said her daughter has a problem with her, a sinus.
Yeah.
What would you, and you prescribed the, I actually looked it up, what is that, 1033?
Yes.
And I looked that up. Would you use that for someone that also have like phlegm in their throat? Would that do the same thing?
Yes, because very often that phlegm in the throat is contributed by one of two things: the sinus infection and teeth infection. And and most of the time people are not.
Did you say teeth?
Teeth, yeah, they have infected teeth. They have decayed teeth. Yes. And this is contributing to it. And until they get rid of that tooth infection, and they can do that, they can get rid of that tooth infection. And how to get rid of the tooth infection? Let's go take a look at getting rid of a tooth infection. I'm going to click on common conditions, and we're gonna talk about how to get rid of tooth decay. How to get rid of tooth decay, because that's big. Not very many people really know how to deal with tooth decay. So we're going to take a look at that right now. How to get rid of tooth decay.
It's a live conference. I want to pipe in by phone live right now, but my phone's going to die.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
There it went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go charge it. You want to come and listen?
Okay, we're bringing over and hello in Levelland. That's is that your area? Sundown, Morton, in that area. Plateau. Hello. Okay. All right. So now we're going to bring this report over here. I'm going to switch reports so that you can see what I'm looking at. And here on the screen capture, you can't see that here yet today, but you will, because every one of these conferences is videotaped. So you will be able to see what I'm looking at, because I am now looking at healthy teeth, hair, and skin on the herbalhealthreview.com. I'm over here on herbalhealthreview.com. I've clicked on common conditions, and then after I clicked on common conditions on herbalhealthreview.com, then I clicked on teeth. teeth.
Okay.
And I'm going down and I'm looking here, and it's talking about, oh, here it goes, about teeth in the middle of the report. And it's talking about gargle and rinse your mouth while brushing with your very own mouthwash that will, I'm going to go ahead and go back over here for a minute. I'm going to grab this here just a moment. I'm going to go over here and mute the mics so that we don't get any interference here. Okay, there it goes. I'm coming up here, and I'm going over to the mics, and I'm muting the mics so that we don't get any echoes. Stay with me, because we are going to talk about how to get rid of tooth decay, how to practically never have to go to the dentist ever again. That's what we're going to talk about. So, okay, now the mics are muted, and I am looking at this report, and it's talking about, and I'm over here on herbalhealthreview.com. I've clicked on common conditions, and I'm looking at our common condition report. I went down to T for teeth, and it says gargle. In the middle of the report, it says gargle and rinse your mouth while brushing with your very own mouthwash that will harden and restore your enamel and keep your gums disease-free. It's going to harden and toughen your gums to where the dentist will say, wow, you got tough gums. But if you ever go to a dentist again. Now, you're going to do this with a So Fresh flossing toothbrush. And every time you look at one of these, like the So, you can click on that. It will take you over to the product number 4520 over there on Better Health Herbs. It will take you over there where you can buy it if you want to. But all of these links are alive. So I'm looking at the So Fresh flossing toothbrush, and you can use a little baking soda and hydrogen peroxide. And I use the 40% hydrogen cream peroxide I get from a beauty store, and I do that 1 or 2 times a week. I whiten the teeth and knock off all the plaque with the baking soda, the hydrogen peroxide, 40%. And I do that with a So Fresh flossing toothbrush. Cost me about $3. And this, then I'm also every morning and every night, I'm using this Oral Care Refresh Brush and Rinse. What it is this a concentrate of herbs. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on the concentrate, because what you can make it yourself. Don't buy it. It's $30 it's $32 for a 32-ounce bottle of it, and you throw away your toothpaste because you'll never want to use your toothpaste ever again. Because when you brush your teeth with this Oral Care Refresh Brush and Rinse, your mouth is so clean and so fresh that when you wake up in the morning, you probably won't have morning mouth anymore, and your teeth will definitely still be slick and shiny in the morning. That's how well this works. And what you do is you make it yourself. You get a colloidal silver water generator, and you make yourself a quart of colloidal silver water, which you do in 10 minutes. And it costs you 25 cents to do that once you've got your generator which you're going to use to spray on. And if you're using any kind of a cosmetic or a salve or an ointment or a lotion, you spray on a little colloidal silver water, then you use your salve, your ointment, your lotion. Now you've got a absolutely germ-free, guaranteed, because the colloidal silver water is going to attach itself to any virus, fungus, bacteria that may be present, and it's going to disable the oxygen so that never happens again. It gets rid of it. Anyway, we're going to make a quart. What I do is I make a quart of colloidal silver water for 25 cents with my colloidal silver water generator, which I paid $80 for. Is that right? Yeah, $80 for. And you have this, and I've had it for 25 years. It never wears out. You'll have this, and there's other colloidal silver water generators up on the internet. They're $200, $300, and they are not guaranteed for life. But this one is. That's because it never wears out. And every 2 or 3 years, I change the batteries. It has a little light on it, lets me know when the batteries are weak. And I just tap the rods together. The light is bright, the batteries are strong. The little light is weak, the batteries are weak. And in 10 minutes, 25 cents worth of colloidal silver water. Guess how much it would cost me if I went to the store to buy it? Yeah, you're right, $60. And I made it for 25 cents. $60. And I made it for 25 cents. Okay, now I've got this quart of colloidal silver water. And I get a pound of xylitol. You know, that sweetener that looks like sugar, tastes like sugar, that you can give to diabetics. It's not a sugar. It's called xylitol. And I get about a half a cup of that, about 4 ounces of it. Cost me 90 cents. So far now I've got 25 cents invested. Now I've got 90 cents invested in the xylitol. And now I'm going to go over and get the concentrate that they use to make the 32 ounces. We're going to use all you need is about 3/4 to 1 ounce of this concentrate that hardens the enamel of the teeth, toughens the gums, and gets rid of any tooth decay, and especially then when you take that and put that 1 ounce into a 1-quart bottle, pour in your almost a quart of colloidal silver water in there, and your 4 ounces of xylitol, shake it up and down. You now have $32 worth of oral care refresh, brush, and rinse, and it has cost you about $14.44 or less because of the 1 ounce of oral care refresh, brush, and rinse. It costs $12.99 for that. Okay, and you could probably get a discount. They give discounts, you know. So anyway, so now instead of $30, that's $14.44, and you brush your teeth with this. If you had tooth decay, you'd hold it in your mouth. This delicious, tastes like sugary. It tastes like, it's so sweet, and it tastes like peppermint and cloves. And it just has the freshest, most wonderful taste, and that's the taste that you have. And you can use it as a mouth. If you go out and eat some onions or garlic or something, you can have a little bottle of it and squirt that in your mouth, and then you got a breath freshener. So it can be used as a breath freshener and also to get rid of tooth decay. If you have tooth decay, maybe a sore tooth, then you would hold that in your mouth until for 5 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day. It would get rid of it would get rid of the infection, harden the tooth. The xylitol will remineralize that tooth. Your teeth will get hard, so tough that if you ever had sensitive teeth, forget about that. No more sensitive teeth. Now you got teeth that you could chew ice cubes with if you want to. I mean, they're strong, and the gums are strong and healthy, and you've got the cleanest, freshest breath imaginable. That is all about how to do it, and it's in that herbalhealthreview.com report on under common conditions, under teeth, and that's how to do it and how to make it yourself and get it for less than half price. And now there's one more thing that we can do. There's another report. Let's go look at another report. Let's say you've really got some teeth problems. Then you might want to know about oil pulling. Let's go take a look at oil pulling. And oil pulling is where you get some. Let's pull up that report. Oil pulling, because that's another thing. Maybe you've really got some teeth problems. So you take about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and here's a link to it under herbalhealthreview.com, under oil pulling. It's under common conditions, under oil pulling, and it tells you how to do it. It's an incredibly simple and an effective. Oil pulling can reduce harmful bacteria in the mouth. It can reduce plaque and gingivitis, and it can reduce bad breath. And so you're putting this tablespoon of coconut oil, organic, unrefined, in your mouth, and you swish it around in your mouth for about 15 or 20 minutes. Then you spit it out, spit the oil out, and then you go about your brushing your teeth as normal with the So Fresh flossing toothbrush and the oral care refresh brush and rinse, and making it yourself and saving money. Bam! Now you have the ultimate way to never have to go back to the dentist, not even have your teeth cleaned, because now you've even learned how to use the baking soda and the 40% cream peroxide you get from a beauty store. That's it. There it is. That is how I don't have to go to a dentist anymore.